sex will be so good. We been having wild times for sure. It's not safe for the heart.
I just want to say something about the spiritual community that I've been a member of in this wonderful neighborhood of whatever it is, New Jersey, fucking Asbury Park, Bradley, Jersey, for the last 8 years, I think. 9 years, something like that. We're just talking about the spiritual community. And this is not reflected of the drumming community, because the drumming community is a little bit different. Not always, though. It depends. It depends. Because some people in the drumming community, I put in the same little bucket of what I'm about to say. To me, spirituality has always been this thing that's been separate and apart, right, from the money making, corporate business. Where I was in 25 years as a programmer, 25 years programming, making big money, woohoo, big money that I had to fucking spend to stay on that lifestyle, right? No more. I stopped that in 2010. Walked away from that shit because it was sucking the fucking life out of me, right? And then I went to Occupy Wall Street and I fucking did a lot of good shit at Occupy Wall Street for 2 months. But then I got a flu shot that then gave me Guillain-Barré syndrome that fucking landed me fucking almost paralyzed for fucking at least a month. And then after that, I was after going to the hospital for fucking 18 days, it took me about a year to recover fully. And then after that, it took me about, 8 years to fucking get my activist voice back, which I finally got back about 2 years ago. That's landed me where I am right now. But let me just say something about the spiritual community now, right? That it's in this area. I joined it, thinking that, oh wow, spiritual community. It's not this money making thing that we're gonna, we're gonna make money and then we're gonna so it's just a thing that we're giving to the people around here that need help. Right? It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Because there's nothing different about the spiritual. Now, I was part of the spiritual community in Florida. I lived in Fort Lauderdale for about 8 years. And down there it's a little bit different because you had a lot of retirees, you had a lot of people that didn't have money. And the cost of living was so much fucking less there that, you didn't have to really worry about spending, men making money to spend it, Here, though, it's a lot different, though. Here, though, you have this community that supports basically the fucking rich. The people that live in Avon, the people that live in Bradley, the people that live in all these fucking wealthy areas, that they come down to get the spiritual, awakening that they deserve because they can fucking pay for it, right? Those people is what the spiritual community has served, right? And what does that mean, right? They tell them what they want to hear. Right? They tell them, what do you want to hear today? Do you want to hear that life is wonderful and everything you can do in life, you can do as long as you come and practice meditation and yoga and all these things that I'm teaching you now so that you as a wealthy person can, live above everybody else. You can live above everybody else with the money, but also be connected to that spiritual essence that you are. Fucking bullshit. And that's what the spiritual community here does. It tells you what you people want to fucking hear, right? So you could feel good about the money that you make. And then doing that, what happens, right? Then they go, oh, here you go, how much? $100 for this? Here you go. Here you go. Hey, thank you so much. I'll be back next week. So that's what the spiritual community in this fucking neighborhood, in this fucking town does. Right? It's no different than the capitalist system that fucking lies to you about your life and lies to you. Oh, if you join us, we'll give you this and this and this, and then you can live that wonderful lifestyle just better me. So come join us at Barclays Bank, or come join us at this bank or that insurance company or that pharmaceutical company which New Jersey's fucking follow. So that's what the spiritual community does here. All it does is it feeds the rich and the people that have a little more money with all this bullshit, so they don't have to feel bad about the money that they make on the poor that they step on. Step on, boom, 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 boom. The spiritual community serve the poor here. I had one guy, Michael Mills, he was doing something for sound healing work for the Asbury school system. Him I have respect, and he's the only person I respect left that I respect in the spiritual community. Everybody else is nothing but a fucking joke. They lie to the fucking people about shit that they don't even know. You think these people really are connected to God? Or some kind of spiritual essence that tells them to go get somebody from Avon and make sure she comes back every week? Huh? No, they don't. What they do is they tell them, again, what they want to hear. They tell them about, they teach them about a little bit of spirituality, and they think that the rishis in India 5,000 years ago, they came up with all these great concepts and all these things were meant to help them, the rich, to become good and happy about it. So that's what this fucked up, stupid, ridiculous spiritual community does here. Because you know, they turned their, when anyone like whoop turned their back on me and shitted on me, pissed all over me as I started telling the truth about what this society is and what this society does, right? So that's what I feel about the spiritual community here. It's a fucking joke. It's really ridiculous and it's a joke. Michael Miller's the only one I respect, but even him, he eventually he'll get caught up in this. He'll get caught up in this, getting pulled into like, oh, you know, but you still have to pay the rent here. If you want better things, you're gonna have to afford them. And then all these the instruments that I'm selling, the ridiculously priced instruments that I'm selling, a fucking crystal ball for $500, and that's only the cheap ones. Because the expensive ones that are made out of alchemy and are made out of all these different types of crystals, they go for $1,500 to $2,000 for one bowl. Woo! Guess who can afford those, right? The people that serve the rich, who suck the dick of the rich, right? So they go, oh, come and I'll do this. Look at this alchemy bowl that I'm going to play for you, and it's going to make you sound even more healthy and healing. It's $1,500 cost me, so it's going to heal you even better. Fucking joke. The spiritual community is a fucking joke in this town. The spiritual community, I'm thinking worldwide, is the same shit going on, you know, because there is no true essence of what spirituality is. True essence of spirituality is going into Asbury and these poor neighborhoods and trying to help them, right? Trying to help them learn to meditate and learn to do these things. But nobody gives a shit. And no, I mean, maybe Michael's helping the kids in school, but he ain't helping the adults in this fucking town, right? He ain't helping the fucking people that actually are walking around nights fucking looking for crack because that's the only thing that's gonna make them feel better. Because that's the only thing that's gonna, you know what that does to them? It forces them into that tribal background and makes them feel, because you know what those drugs do, they end the focus. You forget about the past, you forget about the future, and you're thinking about right now, and you go, oh wow, okay, so maybe, all right, but then what happens if then they get persecuted and arrested and beaten down and pointed at. You know, look at the crack addict. That's what happens to them in the town. So you try to teach them meditation, it's like, oh yeah, it's great, but you know, so go to them and teach them, right? Teach them how to meditate, and then on the weekend, if they want to do that, they can do it. Don't persecute them for it, because they'll do the meditation for them, and they fuck you. These people. I'm going to go back to this shit, because you know what? This shit at least, this shit takes me an hour. It takes me 2 hours to do it. I do it for a month to fucking feel anything. The spiritual community is a fucking joke, right? And it is no better. It is no better than the lies that the corporate industries are doing to you. So this is why I consider this society in general, not just corporate world, in general, to be a joke, a laugh-a-minute joke, right? A joke, because it does nothing more than tell you what you want to hear. Not tell you what you need to hear, because those people used to come into meditation. If I told them what they needed to hear, right, I really needed to hear, they wouldn't come back. So what did I do? Joining them, I told them what they wanted to hear, right? Oh yes, practice meditation, practice this, and eventually, you know, you rise above that, you know, and then become, you know, better, and then you can go back to your work feeling more meditative and serene and calm. And as you become calm in this meditative world, then you can go out and teach the world. Because if you focus within, you know, to get that meditation, that goes out. It goes out nowhere, man. It goes out nowhere. It makes you a little more meditation and go to fucking work. It doesn't go out to the poor out here. It doesn't help fucking them. It doesn't do anything for them. You know what? You know what helps them? The things that they can't afford. Because the spiritual community has become so fucking expensive. You know why? Because the cost of living is so expensive, and to rent a fucking place is so expensive, and to buy these fucking instruments is so expensive, and to do any kind of spiritual practice, you got to go to a yoga retreat. That's going to cost you what? $2,000. I went to a yoga retreat that cost me $3,000 to become yoga certified. So now, of course, I got to make that money back. Ah! So now I'm going to teach yoga to everybody else. Ah! I still can't hear out of this ear. God gave me a concussion on the side of my face. Can't get out of this year. He choked me by the neck and then pushed me back. Now I realize, I thought it was some muscle spasm that I had in the back. It's not. It's bruised ribs. I broke my ribs 2 years ago, and the guy pushed me up against a car, and then fucking re-bruised my ribs out here. So now I'm in agonizing pain. The ribs, this pain over my ear is intense. My ear. I can't hear anything out of this here right now. That's because it's full of fluids and you know I have to go back to the hospital now that I was or whatever, you know, but that's gonna cost me 20% of whatever they fucking charge me, which I'm not gonna pay anyway, but still, you know, I gotta go back there and then deal with them, which I don't want to do. Yeah. So just want to make this clear that a spiritual community in this neighborhood is a fucking joke. There is no spiritual. There is a religion. Is a complete joke. It's all about fucking making money. Religion is all about spiritual. Remember I said that anything that has to do with money, that makes money, right, is corrupt to the bone. To the bone. And that includes the spiritual community that thinks it's above everything else. It has nerves to tell me what I was doing is wrong. Oh, he shouldn't be saying shit like that. That's what this video is gonna push out too. Oh my God, you see what he said about us? Oh no, I used to like him when he was at Sound Hill, but now I can't take him anymore. We gotta get rid of him, before he tells people too much of the truth. The fucking truth. So Michael, if you're out there, I respect you because you're doing this shit for the kids, but dude, eventually somebody's gonna suck you into some kind of fucking thing, and they're gonna fucking make money off of you, and they're gonna tell you that money is more important than those kids. And then anyway, those kids, you teach them now, it doesn't matter, because eventually they're gonna go into a system, right? That's gonna fucking they're gonna forget all this shit, and they're gonna become what? Attracted by the thing that they're gonna follow all the way into their grave. And eventually, the society will follow all the way into fucking hell. So, good luck with that, Mike. That's the only person I trusted. That's the only person I can actually think that really an environment, spiritual view, that, you know, is real. Good luck.